The Minnesota Wild are tearing it up right now while the Buffalo Sabres can't buy a win. Don't go anywhere because we'll be looking at those teams and more in this video as we take a look at the 5 hottest and 5 coldest teams in the NHL. Hey everybody, so it's time to look at the hottest and coldest teams in the NHL right now, and as always, I like to start with the positive. So we'll take a look at the hot teams first, and there are some teams playing really, really well right now. Coming in at number 5, we have the New York Rangers, who are 8-2-0 in their last 10 games. Still ripping it up this season, having a great year. They won their last game out last night against the Buffalo Sabres as well to get back into the win column. They would be higher on the list if their streak was a little bit longer, but good to see them get back into the win column. And anytime you win 8 out of 10, you are doing a pretty good job, to say the least. So Rangers come in at number 5. At number 4, we have the Colorado Avalanche, who are 7-2-1 in their last 10, and they are on a 3-game winning streak. Colorado talked a lot early in the season about their struggles, and they weren't that great out of the gate to start this year. They have completely turned things around. They have 100% started to play like the Colorado Avalanche were expected to play this year. This is a great example of why you shouldn't panic early on in the season, because some teams, it just takes a little bit for them to get going. Colorado has certainly gotten going now. Coming in at number 3, the Nashville Predators. They are 7-3-0 in their last 10 games, and they are on a 4-game winning streak. Nashville continues to play a lot better than I thought they were going to this season. This is a team that's doing a really good job in a pretty tough division to pick up as many points as they can get. And they've had some really good streaks this year. This is another one, 7 out of 10 for the Predators in a 4-game winning streak. They're playing good hockey right now. Coming in at number 2, we have the Tampa Bay Lightning. They are 8-1-1 in their last 10 games, and they are on a 5-game winning streak. Tampa Bay has caught the Toronto Maple Leafs and moved into second place in the Atlantic Division, and they have their sights set on Florida for that number 1 spot. The Lightning are climbing fast. Another team that got off to a little bit of a slow start, not as bad as Colorado's slow start, but a little bit of a slow start for the Lightning. That's well in the past at this point. They have completely gotten back to being the Tampa Bay Lightning that we're used to seeing over the past couple of years. And they are playing very, very good hockey right now. They're not number 1, and that is because number 1 belongs to the Minnesota Wild. 8-1-1 in their last 10 games, and on a league-leading 8-game winning streak, the longest active streak in the NHL right now. Minnesota has just been absolutely tearing it up. They've not only climbed to the first place in the Central Division, but they have climbed to first place in all of the Western Conference. And they are right up there at the top of the league. This is one of the best teams in the NHL this season. They're playing extremely well right now. They're scoring a ton of goals. The old days of the Minnesota Wild being a low-scoring, boring defensive team are long, long gone. This team is ripping the puck into the back of the net. And it's leading to a lot of wins this year for Minnesota. They are playing great right now, and they are the hottest team currently in the NHL. So now we got to move things over to the cold side, the not so good, the teams that are struggling. And we're going to start at number 5 with the Philadelphia Flyers, who are 1-8-1 in their last 10 games, but they did win last night, and that's what got Philadelphia down to the number 5 spot. I still had to put them on the list because they only have 1 win in their last 10, but they did win last night, so their streak is now W1, and congratulations, Philly. You finally broke the 10-game losing streak, and you're back in the win column. It's their only win in the last 10, but it's a step in the right direction for the Philadelphia Flyers. So they're in at number 5. At number 4, we have the Montreal Canadiens. They are 2-7-1 in their last 10 games. They've lost 2 in a row in regulation. And boy, Montreal, it's been such a bad year, and it doesn't seem to be changing. Just not much positive going on with the Canadiens right now. I think this year is going to be a complete throwaway. Maybe they'll get lucky in the draft lottery, and it looks like they're certainly going to be in the mix for a top 3 pick. And, I mean, if they get really lucky, maybe they do get 1 overall and can win the Shane Wright sweepstakes. But, yeah, continued losing for Montreal over these past couple of weeks. And this season is just an absolute throwaway for them. At number 3, the Arizona Coyotes make a return to the list. They had been playing better. They had been winning some games, actually. But Arizona has now lost 4 in a row. They're 3-6-1 in their last 10. And after a pretty decent stretch where they were able to steal some wins, it's back in the losing column for the Coyotes. And they've lost 4 straight. It's been a rough recent set of games for them. And they played tonight. We'll see if they can change that, or if they continue to extend the losing streak. At number 2, we've got the New York Islanders, another team that it's just been a disaster of a season for. They finally broke their 11-game losing streak, and they did get 1 win in the win column this past week, but they're still just 1-6-3 in their last 10 games, and they lost their last game out in regulation to the Nashville Predators. It's just been a not a good year for the Islanders. They've had so much go against them this season. Some of it was, their fault and controllable. Some of it was not controllable. It's just the way things have gone. But nonetheless, the record is really bad, and the Islanders are continuing to struggle. But they're not number 1. And that is because number 1 belongs to the Buffalo Sabres, who are 1-8-1 in their last 10 games and on a league-leading active losing streak of 5 straight regulation losses for Buffalo. This team is... the Buffalo is back to being Buffalo. I mean, they had a pretty decent start to the season. They were good in October. They were playing a lot better than people expected, but that did not last long. They have gone right back to being the Buffalo Sabres that we all are used to and expect to see. And unfortunately, it looks like another losing year for them. Looks like they're going to be getting another very high draft pick in this draft, and they are sinking in the league standings very, very fast. And we'll see if they can finally break the losing streak. They have to play Washington tonight. That is going to be a tough game. But it's not been a good stretch here for the Sabres. And eventually they'll have to win a game, but we'll have to see who that comes against. They've lost 5 straight in regulation now and only have 1 win in their last 10. This is unfortunately what we've grown accustomed to with the Buffalo Sabres, and they are back at it again. But those are the coldest teams in the NHL, and that brings us now to the end of this one. Thank you guys all so much for watching. We'll be back again next week with the hot and cold list again. We'll see what changes, which teams are moved on to the list, which teams are moved off, which teams change spots, or if some things stay the same. But with that, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description. If you'd like to further support the channel, our memberships, donations, and merchandise store links are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.